Going to turn around the screen, aren't we?
Hello, Wildflowers. I am Judy.
I'm Carol.
And
I'm invisible.
Hey, Peggy.
Wait, no, they didn't even see you.
No, there you are. Oh, thanks for coming. What number are we up to now?
We are. Hi, I'm Carol. Remember you just 49.
49. Oh, 49.
49.
That's a good year.
Is it?
That's a good year, hey. It's younger than I am now.
Please, let's not even go there. What's going on with you gals?
Well, I wanted to point out to you my necklace.
It's a beautiful necklace.
Is it beautiful? I think it's a little weird looking, but I made this.
Oh, no.
I did. Get out of here.
Oh, I like
made everything.
Where's yours? I didn't get one.
I made this charm. Do you like this charm?
I didn't get one.
I made that. So I made this at the library. There was a necklace making class at the library, and I thought, why not? Let me try it.
I like it. It's all loopy.
It's all like me. I'm kind of loopy too.
Oh, it's pretty.
So there you go. So that's
nice. Well, like I said,
it's made its debut.
What I said to Peggy in our last podcast, I'll say to you is that I like the fact that you guys, you extend what your interests are and you're trying new things. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, well, you do as well.
I guess.
What do you mean you guess?
No. I would never make a necklace.
No, I don't know if I made a necklace or just stuck things in. The lady was just kind of like, oh yeah, you could do it that way.
I have seen necklaces like that, and where like they're hanging off different parts.
You know what?
Very nice.
How I used to wear necklaces. I haven't done this in a long time, but if I had more of an open back, that would have been
drape it on the back.
And the back.
That's
I
nice.
used to do that.
You've given me an idea.
That would look good like that.
A back necklace. Yeah.
A little back jewelry.
No, I've done that. Yeah.
No, I believe it.
Well, have you
I
ladies?
don't
Did
doubt
you guys hear the whole issue about what happened at the Adele concert a couple weeks ago?
No.
With the there was a person standing up at the Adele concert.
I don't know if I heard about this.
And he was and it's Adele's, the tickets are very expensive, I'm sure, and everybody else around this person was sitting, and this fan was standing up and singing along, whatever. So some people were getting annoyed about this, and the security guard came over to tell him to sit down, and Adele stopped the concert.
Oh.
And saw what was going on and said, no, he's okay, he's all right.
To let him stand.
Let him stand.
Oh.
And
I don't agree.
so this is the thing. Then I started thinking about it, and there was an article I think I sent you ladies about when is it okay to stand at a concert and when is it not?
Right.
And if it's ever. So I wanted to know your thoughts on that. I know it's not our topic, but I thought it'd be quick
No,
answer.
if everyone is standing up, I'll have to stand.
Yeah, what if nobody is standing and they should be standing? Like it's like,
No, what do you mean you should be standing?
Well, no, if you, for the energy to the performer, if they see that but if there's an audience just like this, you just don't get anything out of it. Like
Well, I don't think sitting there is just like that. People could be in their seats and be respectful of the people behind them.
Well, that's true.
So that you could see the stage.
I was at a concert recently. It was Counting Crows. It was in Jones Beach. Now, my husband and I, we purposely get seats towards the back, not only because they're cheaper, but it's like we're older now. It's like we don't have to be all the way, in the front, unless you wanted to give us some. So anyway, so we're sitting, and there was a group of 20-somethings in front of us, obviously friends, and they're drinking every time, which we're not opposed to at all. But once the music started, they just turned to each other and started having a full-on conversation.
Oh no!
Like talking about something completely unrelated, and it went on. I waited one song. And I was ready to throw it down. I really was just like, this is too much, because I couldn't hear the music.
Yeah.
And so actually we ended up moving we took the last row.
Wow.
Because
that's
so
a
we
shame
could do whatever we wanted to do.
I know. Well, that happened to me and Jessica once. We were in the Coliseum at a Billy Joel concert, and these people came in, as the concert was starting. They came in late. And there were like 4 or 5 of them. They were older people, and they were drunk. And they all had like bottles of water, but I know it wasn't water. I'm pretty sure it was vodka or gin.
Right.
And they were talking through the concert. loudly
Yeah.
with each other and laughing and drinking
So
and dropping
rude.
things. So now Jessica and I are right behind them. So Jessica starts, first we just said, hey, shh, we want to hear
Right.
the music. And they
Right.
just totally ignored us, looked at us like we were crazy. Then Jessica started kicking the back of their
Well done.
She was getting so pissed off.
Yeah.
And they would just turn around and look at us and still continue.
Didn't care.
All of a sudden, I'm sitting there, and Jessica gets up, unknown to me, leaves, steps all over everybody, goes out, and comes back with security guards.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the security guards went like this to me. And I'm saying, wait a minute, I'm not the one who was talking. And Jessica's going,
Oh.
he gave us like awesome seats.
Oh.
And he reprimanded those people
Right.
who evidently kept on talking. And I guess everybody else behind them was like, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
We paid a lot of money for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Jessica and I, awesome seats. All of a sudden, we see like 5 security guards running up the stairs, and they took those people and escorted them
Good.
out.
Yes, yes. No.
It's
Yeah.
so rude.
Well, I would rather people standing up and singing rather than
Right.
sitting and having a different conversation, because
Right.
it's not going with the vibe of the music.
Yeah,
it's not going
I know.
with the spirit. So I don't think I would have been upset with this guy, but I would have been more upset with a person who was just talking to their partner.
Right.
Blah, 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 blah. It's like
Yeah.
in Broadway shows. If like you're having
Yeah,
a show
I
and
know.
somebody's
And
talking
movies,
to,
people
and
do it too,
movies
movie
too.
theaters.
Yeah.
So that's,
But I wouldn't be annoyed with somebody if he was standing in front of somebody else. But if he was standing in front of me,
But then I would just
wouldn't
get-
have him thrown out. But I would ask him, I said, could you please sit down because now I can't see the stage.
Right, right.
And I
Well,
think
when we-
most reasonable
I mean, there
people
are some. I mean,
When
there's.
we
sorry,
when we
go ahead.
when we were at the Van Morrison concert, there was that one woman who just kept screaming.
Oh God.
Right,
Mhm, yeah.
and I know she was like so enthusiastic, but I couldn't hear him. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm talking
Yeah.
screaming.
Yeah. I know.
But I'm also thinking of, I forget, I don't even know who the actress was, but she was at the Academy Awards, and she had, her hair was like,
Oh, I remember, gigantic
Yeah,
with the big
very
hair and the hat.
that
Yeah.
was a story, and people sitting behind her couldn't even
It was a
see.
hat.
Oh, it was a hat?
It was a hat, and it was
See, yeah,
gigantic.
that I would have a problem with. But
Yeah.
I mean, dancing, you're moving around. And I mean, when you go to a country, there is music. What does music make people do? It makes them sing, it makes them dance.
Right.
Go
And
out
so
in the aisle.
you expect
Well,
that.
you can't
You
always.
can't because the security guards
Yeah.
will put you back in. And so I think it's kind of expected.
Yeah.
And then I've heard the argument, what about, those who can't be on their feet? There are accessible ADA areas in each one
Yeah.
too. So if you can't be on your feet, then you could probably look over there. I said, but I don't know. I just don't have a problem with singing and dancing, but and I don't even have a problem with the weed. Not that I smoke it, but I mean, like, you kind of, there's certain things that that's going on. there.
Right,
Yeah.
I
right.
said, but it's the talking, I think, that drives me more.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that happens
Yeah.
sometimes in the
Yeah.
theater too. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, no, you're not going to ruin this experience for me,
Right.
especially if it's
Yeah.
something you really want.
And
you know.
if you pay, like Billy Joel, those tickets are very
Yeah.
expensive,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so
Well,
I
this
can
was
see
many,
that.
many years ago,
Oh, I know.
too.
He's
so.
he's very
I'm
good
sure
to
he's
his
still
fans.
good.
Yeah, I know. But still, I went there to hear him, not
Right.
those people,
Right.
Yeah,
with
it's
their
so
inane
rude.
conversation. They were horrible
You
people.
want to have a little party, go somewhere
Yeah,
else and have
exactly.
your party. No
Yeah.
one's stopping them.
Go,
from that.
stay home, drink as much as you want,
And
put
watch
a
him on
CD.
TV.
Yeah.
And that's it, because
And
live-
there you have it.
That's
There you
right.
That's my topic. So that was my banter. So there.
go. No, good
Yeah.
show.
Well, speaking of music and concerts, I thought we'd move on to the wine, unless we had more.
I'm not sure how that works.
Oh, well,
It's
I'll
just-
link it up.
Oh, okay.
Shall I?
Yes, you
yes,
shall.
I shall.
Well, before me, I have a bottle, a beautiful bottle, which
It's
was
gorgeous.
a pain in the neck to open up.
Yes,
Yes.
it was.
We had to use this tool.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
but
it has-
it's a beautiful. It's called Hampton Water, and it's from the south of France. Can I have your glass, please? While
Oh, I
talk
have a
about it?
glass.
Now, this is a rosé from 2022.
Now, the last time we had the rosé, I think I liked it, right?
Yes, he was
Yeah, the
Peggy's
notorious
Oh,
pink.
yes, that was good.
This is a bottle of wine. It's a brand of wine, actually, that is created by, get ready for this,
Okay.
John Bon Jovi
Oh, really?
and his
okay,
son,
yes.
Jake Bon Jovi.
Wow.
Why did I know.
They own vineyards
Yes.
in France.
Who's
That's
engaged
great.
not to Billy Brown. I don't know if you know that. Millie Bobby
Millie
Brown.
Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
What, his son?
His son, Jake.
I love her.
Yeah,
But-
she's
but
awesome.
Yeah.
I can't, you know what? I don't know why it never dawned on me that this is the first time that you would share his
I've
wine,
been
'cause I
waiting
knew-
for it. I've been waiting to do
I
it.
saw it in Stu Leonard's too. Is that what
This
you
is
got?
where I got it. I got it from Stu Leonard's. Okay, so this is Hampton Water. It's a rosé. They teamed up. Let me read a little bit about it before
Okay.
you can smell and do whatever you want. Do your
Okay.
wigs and all this stuff. So this
We
is
can
a
do our
blend
wigs.
of Grenache, Cinsault, Mourvedre, and Syrah. All right. I won't read what it has in it yet, but
Yeah.
all right. Let's see. It is Jesse and John Bon Jovi shared a vision to disrupt the wine category with a wine brand that is unlike the others. The two, along with Ali Thomas, created the full concept of the brand and brought on famed French winemaker Gerard Bertrand. The team of rock stars made a rosé that perfectly blends the best French wine and the Hamptons' laid-back style. Hampton Water.
Oh, okay.
So,
All
All
right.
right, so let's
shall we
check
see
it
what
out.
it is?
So
Okay,
what
let's-
are we going to raise our glasses to?
Oh, this smells delicious.
Okay, so this is going to air to London and Paris.
Oh, yes.
Yay!
Cheers.
Traveling safely.
Cheers, Governor.
Cheers.
It's very similar to the Notorious Pink, which is also a
I
Grenache
love Notorious.
and from France.
Yeah. It smells really good,
Very
doesn't
nice.
it?
Yeah, it's a nice aroma.
I'd wear this as a perfume.
What did you say?
I'd wear this as a perfume. It's so good. It smells really
It's
good.
very nice.
I don't know
Very
that I'd
nice
wear it as a
rosé.
perfume, but
I would. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Bon Jovi fan. Let's
she
see.
is a bunch.
Okay, it has legs.
Yeah, it
It is,
does.
yeah, it does.
It has a long legs.
I don't think it has that much alcohol in it. I'm going to go with 12 and a half.
I'm going to go with,
So you haven't looked?
no, I haven't looked at it. I'm going to say 14.
No.
Really? No, there's
Yeah,
no
I'm
way.
I'm
Look at
gonna-
this.
All right, so the
No, there's no way.
I
Okay.
wanted to say 12 and a half, but since you did,
It could be 13.
I'm gonna say 14.
Then we'll both be almost right.
This is John Bon Jovi. He's a rock star.
I'll say 12.5.
All right, let me see.
Oh wait,
what
that's the same as you.
where do I find the? Oh God.
It's here. You want me to look?
Yes.
Okay, it is.
Don't need a
Yeah,
we
look.
need
I
we need a
can't.
light here.
It. Wait a minute.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what we need. It's 13%.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay, I'm surprised.
Yeah.
It had long legs. Look.
Well,
They're
13. We were close. We said
Yeah.
12 and a half.
All right. So this is what do you? Can you taste any notes in it?
Okay,
Oh
wait.
God. Let me see.
You're like, oh God. Peach.
Let's see.
No, I don't taste peach. I taste grapes.
All right. Well, no, they don't give a lot of information about
I don't
the
know.
notes, but they said the wine is fresh and lively with soft notes of strawberry and citrus.
Oh.
Okay.
A beautiful long finish is a result of its careful and meticulous aging in new French oak barrels.
It does have a long finish. I still taste it.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
So,
Yeah, I like this one. It is Hampton Water.
and what would you pay for it?
Okay.
Hampton, and it's got that Hampton name.
And the
in it.
bottle is, it's so, I mean, I was very impressed by the, other than opening it, which was a pain in my neck.
Yeah.
You gotta
The
take
bottom
that
of
home
it,
with
I
you.
really like the bottom. It's like a little
I'm gonna
donut.
do $18.99.
Okay.
$39.99.
$19.99.
I almost
Really?
said $19.99.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what, for
Stu
some,
Leonard's.
you know, I lied
Yeah.
because I shouldn't say I lied. I felt like when I saw it, it was a lot more money. That's why. But I was wrong.
That's the same price the Notorious Pink was also
Was it?
$19.99. I'm pretty sure.
I bought this
It's
because
very similar.
I loved the Notorious Pink,
Yeah.
and I
forgot to
said,
get
you
my
know,
book.
and I almost opened this, but I had it sitting there for a couple of weeks, and I said, oh, I really want to try this tonight, but I was
I
saying
was
that.
wondering where the book was.
I
I said,
forgot.
I don't see
Yeah.
a book on
I
the
forgot.
book.
But you've really got me into rosés now.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
And John Bon Jovi.
Some of them are sweet,
Yeah.
and I don't like them. Like some are in a bottle. A Wolfer Estates, it's on Long Island, is a wildly popular one. So many people love it. And I bought it once and I tasted it. And Natasha, I had it here when Natasha was here. And she goes, oh, that's a good one. I said, I think it's too sweet. And she took a sip. She said, you know what? It is. It's too, it's a little, it's not very sweet, but it's got
I thought it was
more sweetness than I like.
I thought
Which
it
one was that again?
very nice.
The-
Summer in a bottle,
Oh,
the first dates.
okay.
Oh, okay. Good pick, though.
Yeah, that
you
was a
very
good one.
much.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah,
Hampton Water, I'm gonna look
Hampton
for that
Water.
one.
Very nice. Thank you.
You are welcome. Thank you, Bon Jovi.
Yes, indeed. So it's my turn to share the book. There's a little story with this one. It's called They Saved New York, the Men and Women of the FDNY. And a couple of years ago, I went to California for an event. I was invited to go to talk about my book. And I met a friend there that used to work at Borders, and we had a picture taken, and she posted it on Facebook. And it was this man, and he said, and she said something about me being an author or whatever, so he reached out to me, and he was looking for publicity, but the book wasn't even ready yet. And it turned out that I sent him a picture, and I think I mentioned this to you, of my dad in the fire
Yes.
truck.
Yes,
And because my dad had started the fire department in our very small town in upstate New York, I'm very proud of that he did that. Talk about people that do more outside their comfort zone.
Yes.
That was definitely what he did. So, so this gentleman had bought that fire truck, that very fire truck. So anyway, he put so much time and effort into this book. It's so heavy. It's just so, but he interviews all these firefighters, and at the time there were no women that were in the fire department, because a lot of it was from 9/11 and their experiences. So
Look at those pictures.
he has a writer who wrote the
Hold
articles.
it up a little bit.
Yeah, and so a lot of these firefighters are from Massapequa. They're from a lot of Long Island fire departments, and so he self-published this.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
I wasn't
beautiful.
expecting that. It is gorgeous.
It's not available yet on Amazon. It's not available except on theysavednewyork.com, which I'm encouraging
Wow, it's a
him.
beautiful book.
It's $80. But I mean,
The
of course,
holidays are coming up.
Yeah, it's a great present to buy for someone in your family who's a firefighter,
These pictures
volunteer,
are
or
gorgeous.
NYPFD.
he's a beautiful photographer, and he
Oh, he took the photographs?
took the photographs, and then he had
Look at
somebody
this
write
one. How
the.
awesome is
Yeah.
this? Like the emotion on that
Yeah.
So if you go to
Look at this
his.
one. Look at the face.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Carol.
No, that's fine. It's just a beautiful book. It's just done so well. Sometimes you hear, and I asked him, why are you self-publishing this? And I said, because it's so, it's hard to get publicity, even if you're traditionally publishing. And he was like, I want to get this out there, and he knew how long it would take if you get traditionally
Yeah,
published.
just to wait for somebody to
Yep. and s-
agree to it.
Exactly.
Oh, that's a good one.
I was just gonna say this is a lovely one.
Yeah.
And I just love the smell of it too.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
This is a good quality
It's
book.
beautifully
I mean,
published.
it's, I can't believe this is not traditionally published.
No.
Yeah, and he's on, his name is Dan Usdin, USDIN, and if you go look for him on Facebook, on social media,
I love these black and whites.
I know, aren't they gorgeous? They're gorgeous. And it's just, he captures the moment, and it really is, firefighters, I find when I see the comments that they're just almost a family of men that
family,
just,
yeah.
they know what
And women now.
And women now, absolutely.
That's right, the fire commissioner is
Yeah.
a woman.
Yes, absolutely.
Her father was a fire.
Yeah, and actually one of News 12, Elizabeth Hashagan, I forget, I might be butchering her name. She actually came to Turn of the Corkscrew and interviewed us, but
that's a good one.
her dad is in here too.
Oh.
And so it's just done so well, and the stories about these men and what they went through, and 9/11. I mean, it's just
So there are no women in this.
no, because
Yeah.
and it wasn't intentional. It's just that this is a lot about the New York firefighters, especially around 9/11. So there are no women in this one, but yeah, it's just such a beautiful book.
I
It
love
is
that,
very
I love that
nice.
you're promoting this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so it's called They Saved New York, the Men and Women of the FDNY.
And you can get it
It does have
on.
women.
Right, oh, I said Dan Usden, I screwewed it up, it's Glenn Usden. Glenn, I apologize, because it's Dan Potter did the stories. And what did you say?
It says men and women
Yeah.
of the.
Yeah, but there's no photographer, well, there's actually a woman right here.
Yeah.
But,
But you could get it on.
on his website, theysavednewyork.com, he sold a lot. 'Cause he gets such a huge following on his Facebook
I could
page too.
imagine.
Yeah.
These pictures
And-
Well,
are.
it could be promoted to that large group of
Oh,
people in
exactly,
this country.
and that's what I
so,
tried
yeah.
to do. It was very
Yeah.
challenging for me. I did reach out to a lot of people, but I think because it's not on Amazon, I don't know, it's a challenge. So I'm hoping that eventually, the hope is that eventually a traditional publisher will pick it up.
I am shocked
Yeah.
that this is not true. I mean, he did a great job. This is the first time
Yeah.
I'm laying eyes on this book. I have
Yeah.
to say, but I'm shocked this is not traditionally published. It's definitely deserving of it.
Yeah.
So Glenn, it's been wonderful working with you, and the book is it's out
It looks
on my
like a
stand.
beautiful piece of artwork as well.
It is. I do love the smell of it.
Yeah, no, it smells. And the firefighters, it's such a wonderful community. Do you remember at Borders working with John Sanino?
Oh my goodness, yes.
The
You might
firefighter-
know him.
The firefighters cookbook. Well, he's deceased.
No,
now,
but
personally.
Glenn might have known him.
Oh, he might have known him. And the events that we used to do with him, he ended up, I was lucky enough to call him a good friend of mine,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
him and his wife and his little granddaughter Samantha. But what a lovely community, and this
Yeah.
is worthy of being published because you know,
Yeah.
it's such a great subject
It's
matter.
got great stories, and it's just, I felt very honored to even be closely, involved in it at all, and it's just such a treat. We tried to get certain Pete Davidson, who's very big in the fire department, we couldn't get any blurbs from him, which was disappointing, and I know that they get requests all the time, but, I think John Stewart would be interested in this.
Oh
because-
God, yeah, that's a
But-
great idea.
Yeah, I tried. But,
You just have to hold this book. I mean, this is not a flighty book.
no,
No.
This
no.
is a beautiful, beautiful put together book.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, I apologize that I said Dan Usden. Shame on me, but it's Glenn Usden, and theysavednewyork.com, so check it out.
And they do save New York,
They do.
our firefighters. Thank you very
So
much.
look for it. So, there you go. So now, who's got the subject?
It's not me today.
It's not me, because I did the book.
It's me. You don't have to twist my arm. Because today I'm talking about idioms.
Oh.
And that was
Oh, look at
Yes,
you.
look at this.
Wait, that's too
Okay.
funny.
So,
I was waiting for Ben Franklin to be a
I loved your Ben Franklin one.
Yeah,
How was it?
Oh, thank you,
I
thank
watched
you.
it a couple of times. I thought it was awesome.
Well, I was telling Carol that my Spanish teacher Alvaro watches our podcast, and he brought
Hi,
it up at class.
He did?
And something about a podcast, and he said, "Oh, Peggy does a podcast," and then he said, "Yes, and Peggy has a crush on Benjamin Franklin." Well, anyway, an idiom, we use them all the time. I'll read the definition. An idiom is a widely used saying or expression containing a figurative meaning that differs from the phrase's literal meaning. The word idiom comes from the Greek word idioma, meaning peculiar phrasing. So
I like that.
yeah, so there are, we use so many idioms, in our everyday speech, and you don't even think about them. So I said, well, I wonder, what are the origins of some of them? I printed out a whole bunch of idioms that people use all the time, but then I said, well, how did they come about, some of them? So I just did a couple of them. I did have them in some kind of order, but of course I don't anymore because I was reading them before we started. So, okay, this is one of them. So one of them, that expression, turn a blind eye
Yes.
to,
Yeah.
that's kind of, it means to refuse to acknowledge a known truth. So, that,
Right.
it's very common in this country during these past 5 years. People are turning a blind eye
Yeah.
to a lot of, like, horrific stuff.
Right.
So I said, all right, well, I wonder how that started. And the origin, well, they said that there's many proposed origins, but most people believe that it started with Admiral Horatio Nelson. He was a British admiral,
Right.
and it was during the battle with Copenhagen or something. Yeah, the Battle of Copenhagen. In 1801, he led the attack alongside Admiral Sir Hyde Parker in the Battle of Copenhagen. Nelson was blind in one eye.
Oh.
And Parker communicated to Nelson at one point with flags to retreat. Let's get out of here, no more, let's retreat. So Nelson felt that he could win if he could just push forward. So he didn't disengage. However, he was convinced he could prevail if they pushed onward. Nelson then, holding the telescope to his blind eye, pretended not to see the signal, making a sly comment to a fellow officer about reserving the right to use his blind eye every now and then.
But isn't it crazy how that ended
Carried
up?
on all these hundreds of years.
That's
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
wants to come.
Wow, 1801 to 23. So
Wow.
Yeah, that's
yeah, I
a long
know.
time,
It's
yeah.
like 500 years. No,
Math is not.
Oh,
no, it's
wrong,
not.
Peggy.
Okay. And then we have. I thought this one was interesting. Also, it's another one based in history. Read the Riot Act. Say,
right.
no, I'm going to read them the Riot Act for doing that.
Right.
Yeah, so it means to reprimand someone for behaving badly with the intention of improving that person's behavior. So the origin of that, it likely comes from the Real Riot Act, an act passed by the British government in 1714 to prevent unruly assemblies. In the 18th century, King George I and the government were fearful of being overthrown by supporters of the previous Stuart dynasty. If crowds of more than 12 assembled, authorities could read them a portion of the Riot Act, upon which they must leave or be imprisoned. Thus, if someone is behaving in a manner that we find inappropriate, we read them the Riot Act, intending to get the unruly person to stop what they're doing.
Oh, okay.
But those
All
people
right.
probably really weren't right. They were just probably
Yeah, like protesting.
Protesting,
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
right.
Yeah.
their union together.
Yeah, but they were so scared of being overthrown that
Yes.
it was, and 12 people.
Yes, 12
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then how about spill the beans? We say that all the
Yeah.
time. Come on, spill the beans.
Yes.
I haven't said that in ages, but it's so funny you said that because it's like, I do remember like my mother and my grandmother saying
Yeah.
it quite commonly.
Yeah, so spill the beans means stop being so coy. It
Yeah.
means to leak a secret.
Yes.
It's like, tell me that secret.
Right.
Now
So-
that they spill the tea or something like that, it's spill the beans or spill the tea. Or
I've never heard
I've
spill
never
the
heard
tea.
tea.
Maybe in Ireland they spill
okay.
a lot of tea. I don't know. So this one's a bit. They said this one's a bit tricky as there's no clear-cut answer. The consensus is, however, that this is most likely derived from an ancient Greek voting process which involved beans. People would vote by placing one or two colored beans in a vase, which typically, white typically meaning yes and black or brown meaning no. This meant that should someone spill the beans, the secret results of the election would be revealed before it was intended.
Ah.
So hence spilling the beans is related to revealing secret information.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
I've got it in the bag. This is a baseball one.
I've got it. Yeah,
I've got it in the bag. Like me, you say, don't worry about it, I've got it in the bag. That
Have you
means
ever heard of
that
that?
Yes.
it's
Okay.
secured success. Don't worry about it, I've got it in the bag. Okay. Although there are other recorded uses, the version of this idiom that has become so widely accepted came about thanks to the old New York Giants, now the San Francisco Giants baseball team. It began as a superstition. In 1916, the Giants had a run of 26 consecutive wins. A bag filled with 72 extra baseballs would be put on the playing field at the beginning of each game. These balls were used to replace any that were hit into the seats or any that became too dirty. The Giants, during this crazy winning streak, fell under the impression that if they were in the lead during the 9th inning, carrying the ball bag off the field would ensure their win, because according to the team, they had captured the game in the bag.
Oh, wow. That's so funny. That's crazy.
Okay, then there's fly off the handle. In the days before mass merchandising, poorly fastened axe heads would fly off while they were in use. The result was dangerous, hence why the phrase is used to describe risky behavior with unpredictable results. Do you guys have any that you used to use?
Oh,
I didn't
gosh.
think about
I know. She didn't warn us about
Well, this one was interesting too, like for Pete's sakes.
Right. Yeah.
That is true. Who is Pete?
Yeah. St. Peter.
Oh,
Really?
People started saying for Pete's sakes instead as early as 1903. For Pete's sakes. People started saying for Pete's sakes instead as early as 1903, according to the Oxford English Dictionary citations. But there's no confirmed reason why people use Pete instead of Tom, Jim, or any other name for that matter. One speculative theory is in the Morris Dictionary is that someone replaced Jesus or God with another religious figure, St. Peter. That theory isn't as out there as these everyday phrases with dark origins.
how about I'm racking my brain. How about calling the kettle black?
That's the pot cooling. I didn't look up the origin of that, because I mean you could go on and on.
Right.
But that is, what that means. That means like you're accusing someone of doing something that you do yourself.
Right. Exactly.
So, but I did not look up
What
all
about
the origins.
Penny for your thoughts.
A penny
Is that
for
what?
your thoughts is not an
Not really?
idiom. That's
Okay.
not an idiom.
That's
That's
just-
more.
About.
Is
I
it?
don't know. I don't know
Yeah,
any idioms.
yeah.
And
How about close but no cigar?
Oh yeah, close but no cigar. Yeah.
So that carnival games nowadays give out stuffed animals as prizes.
some of these
But
have
in the
surprise.
late 19th century, the games were targeted to adults, not kids. Instead of getting a giant teddy bear, winners might get a cigar. If they almost won but didn't earn the prize, they'd be close but no cigar. By the
Can I have the
1930s,
teddy bear, please?
by the 1930s, the phrase extended beyond fairgrounds to everyday close shots.
Wow.
And you know what's so funny? As you're saying this, I'm remembering like playing horseshoes and stuff, saying, "Oh, close but no
That's
cigar."
right, yeah.
But I don't think I ever questioned, why am I saying that?
Right.
You just
Yeah.
heard people
Because they're so familiar to
Yeah.
us.
What about sticking your head in the sand? Isn't that one? Or is
Yeah,
a
that
saying?
wasn't one that came up, but
Right.
yes,
Is
it
that
is.
an idiom? Okay.
Yes, that's an
All right.
idiom. It's when you don't want. It's kind of like turning a blind
Right,
eye. It's
right.
like sticking your head in the sand.
Like an ostrich. Like
Yeah,
you stick your head in
yeah.
the sand.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about let the cat out of the bag?
Oh, I did hear that one.
Yeah.
Oh, is
So
it
who
sad?
would even put a cat in the bag?
Awful,
The answer may
awful
lie
people.
in medieval markets where people used to sell piglets tied in bags for farmers to carry home. A shady dealer might swap the piglet in the sack with a less expensive animal, such as a cat. So when you let the cat out of the bag, you were exposing the pond to everyone.
Oh wow, wow. I'm trying to think of others.
There's here's a whole list of them, so look through and see if you see, like egg on your face, make one's blood boil. Bell the cat, I never heard of.
Was it? No.
Bell the cat.
No,
It means
neither
to
have I.
undertake a risky or dangerous task.
Okay.
Like a cat on a hot tin roof.
Right. Okay. So these are all very self-explanatory.
Yes, they are.
You know, like against the clock. Like that's obvious. Get in shape. That's kind of.
I know.
silly.
Some
To
of them
become-
was like, what?
shoot from the hip. I would think that means something with the gun.
Yeah, that means to be blunt about
Right,
something.
right.
Like you're not messing around.
Not
This
the
is my
only fish in the
opinion.
sea.
Or what's it?
Not the only fish in the sea.
That- exactly,
Oh,
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Shoot oneself in the foot.
Feeling under the weather.
Uh-huh.
That origin is, they think, is nautical. And that the
Oh.
sailors, when they got scabies, they used to feel sick, so they used to go under the bow until they felt better.
Oh, that's-
So-
Why did they go on? Why did they go under the bow then?
I don't know. It would, this would hopefully protect him from adverse conditions,
Oh, I like
as
this
he was
one.
literally under bad weather.
I never
that
heard
could
of this one.
further
Oh, sorry, go
sicken
ahead.
No,
him.
go ahead.
Kill the goose that lays the golden eggs.
I've
Oh,
heard
yeah.
that.
Why
Yes.
would you kill this?
No, it's
I don't
like,
understand.
if
It's
you
like-
kill the goose that lays the golden egg, that means that, like, you're doing something to somebody who could benefit you.
Oh, okay.
Something
I thought it was like
negative.
advocating to kill
No,
the
no,
I
no,
never
the
heard
golden
that.
egg.
Okay.
I like this one, a left-handed compliment.
Yeah, that was on one of
You're
these.
so pretty.
For your age.
Exactly. You knew where I was going with that.
Exactly,
Or,
yeah.
or
Bless
you
your
know,
heart.
she's so pretty, even
Yeah.
though she's so happy.
You don't look bad for your age.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
That's a left-handed compliment.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then there was beat around the bush. That's another old historical one. This common phrase is thought to have originated in response to game hunting in Britain. While hunting birds, participants would beat bushes in order to draw out the birds. Therefore, they were beating around the bush before getting to the main points of the hunt. That is capturing
Well,
the
this
birds.
one is very timely for us, not really much when this airs, but once in a blue moon.
Oh yes.
Yes.
We just had a blue moon.
I know, I took
Did you
pictures
see
of
it?
it. I did.
Oh
yes.
yeah.
At first, it was around 8:30. I went out and I couldn't see it because it was all cloudy.
Yeah.
And then I had texted you guys, and then Carol sent me a picture. I said, "Well, she could see it. I'm going out
You didn't
there."
send it to me, did you?
So,
Probably, well, I did a TikTok, so.
Oh, okay.
so
I don't
you
have
know-
TikTok.
Yeah, but you.
Did you see Saturn as well? Because Saturn was.
I
did,
did it
yeah,
because
yeah.
I was looking at it through. I'm surrounded by trees in Oyster Bay.
Right, I did
So
see it,
it's,
though,
you know,
yeah.
but I-
This was
Did you put the music?
Oh, that's a nice one.
I did it with moon.
Now, do you know why they call it a blue moon?
Yes,
Tell us.
okay. It's not because the moon is blue.
No, it's not blue.
It's a full moon.
Thank you, Carol.
No one on camera saw that.
It's twice, 2 times.
And you know what? I almost wrote this, and I thought, no, this is very dark. I'm like, I hope I'm around for the next time that there's a blue moon.
2037.
Ooh.
That's the next time we'll have a blue moon
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
2030. Oh,
Well,
that's
a blue
picture of
moon and a
Saturn. You got
super
it.
moon.
Can I?
Because this
Can you
was
send that to me?
because there's also a super moon. So this
Yeah.
was a super moon and a blue moon. It was a
Okay.
combination.
Yeah, there
Okay.
it is.
Oh, that's right. I
Yeah,
didn't even
you
notice
did get
that.
Saturn. Send that to me if you
Right
don't
up
mind.
there, right?
Yeah.
That one.
That's where
See,
you-
everything is through. I wonder what that blue dot is.
It looks like a reflection.
It's an
Yeah,
alien.
I know mine look.
Oh, but look, it's down.
couple of my pictures did look
It's
like.
a flying saucer.
Yeah. You've heard it here, folks.
That's right. Peggy has.
No, but
a
you did
picture.
capture a nice photo of
Yeah.
Saturn with your blue moon. That's lovely.
Yeah, mine.
I didn't get to
This
see
was
Saturn.
the first one. I
See,
was
that
through
looks like
bushes.
that looks like a.
That looks like a nuclear bomb going off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that looks like it could be an alien ship.
Yeah, see, and that's where it's close up. And
Wow, that's a nice shot, Carol.
You think
Yeah.
so?
Yeah.
I thought it looked like an alien
No,
ship.
I
It
think
does. That's
that's
what
why
makes
it
it
looks
so
so
great.
nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Look at that.
Yeah.
See, so I got it. Yeah, whatever.
I didn't take any pictures. I just ran around the house saying, "Come outside, come
Well, I
outside."
put my alarm on so I wouldn't forget to go outside. And I went outside at like 7:30. Nothing. Went outside at 8:00. Nothing. 9:00. Was it 9:00 that I?
Now she was really drunk.
Was I drinking that night?
Yes.
Yeah, because then we said send pictures of
Yes.
each other's wine. Here's
Here's Carol's
that's
wine.
my wine.
I don't know what she's talking about.
Yeah.
No.
So anyway, once in a blue moon, we get off subject here.
Yes. No.
So anyway, idioms, just be more aware as you're using them because you probably use them every day.
I see these and I'm like, oh yeah, behind one's back.
And there's some that weren't on there that I was surprised because these are more popular. You're as cool as a cucumber.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
You know,
I am.
it's a piece of cake.
Piece of cake.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
You
piece
know,
of cake.
a wild goose chase.
Oh, wow.
Turn a deaf ear.
Top
Oh,
dog.
that's like a blind
Yeah.
eye.
Top dog.
Yeah, top dog.
Uh-huh.
Twist my arm, which I
Right.
use. When pigs fly,
Oh, yes.
and
that's
this
right.
is the last straw.
Oh, my
You
gosh.
know, it's,
Yes.
hit the sack,
Mm-hmm.
burn your bridges, on cloud 9, spilt milk.
What does on cloud 9 mean?
That
I
means
know what it
that
is.
you're kind of like
But I mean, where did they
ditzy.
come out from?
Oh, no.
I don't know because I didn't do
Ditzy.
the origins.
Oh.
It's kind of like your
I know what it means.
You're in
but
love.
you're
You're
on
cloud
but
nine,
you're so
yeah,
happy
yeah,
that, but
yeah,
like,
right.
why 9?
Well, that's a good question.
Like, why cloud
well,
9?
we'll have to look
Not
up the
cloud
origin
10.
of it.
Or 1.
No,
If you're
yeah.
so happy
Cloud
with it,
wine.
Yeah,
Because it rhymes
there's
with
spilt milk, skin of your teeth,
Which is odd.
crying wolf,
Well, that one, yeah.
rain check,
Mm-hmm.
when pigs fly and kick the bucket.
You had pigs fly twice.
I know, I did.
She loves pigs.
That's right.
Except
See, I
when
just
they-
keep these
except when
things
they're
on my
really
kitchen
cats that
table
are
and as I
stuffed in
think of
bags.
things.
See, this
So,
reminds
yeah.
me though, back when we first started talking about the podcast, what are we going to talk about on the podcast?
I know.
We're not going to have enough subjects. We always have
We
enough.
always do.
Yeah.
Yes, we always do. So,
Always do.
so
Yeah,
now
love it.
that's all I got.
Well, thanks for sticking with us.
Yeah,
no,
so back to
we're
the drawing board for the next one.
Next one is number 50. Who's got the topic for number 50?
It would be mine.
It'll be yours
pressure.
and
A lot of pressure for
yours
that.
and yours.
do you
50,
mean?
you'll be 51.
Oh, okay. Not yet. I have a few more
Yeah,
months.
yeah. Because I just did one, she did
Yeah.
one.
See, that's what we do. We do.
No, you did one.
Yeah, so-
Yeah.
Okay, you and then
But now I
you.
think we're not going to be together until after we get back, right? We
Yeah.
have to look
We'll
at our
figure it
schedule.
out.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
figure it
Figure it
out.
out.
But
So
you
stay
know
with
what?
us.
So we give the wine. Did we rate this a Wildflowers?
Oh.
Oh, I like this one.
I liked it.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
How many-
4.75.
I'm giving it a 5.
You know
I am
what?
giving
Just
it a
like the
5.
other one, I will give this a 5 because I don't usually drink this, but I do enjoy it.
This is delicious.
It's delicious,
It's
but I like
delicious.
Notorious Pink better.
Sorry,
This
Bon
one
Jovi.
has more of
She's-
a
that's
bite.
Okay, it's okay.
This has more of a bite
I'll
to
bite
it
you.
on your tongue.
It's
I'll
fine.
bite you.
It's Bon Jovi.
Sorry, John Bon Jovi.
It's okay.
But it's delicious.
And I give this book a 5.
This
10.
book is
Yeah.
gorgeous. Absolutely
Yeah.
Glenn,
gorgeous.
you did a beautiful job.
Yeah.
Dan, you did beautiful writing. And again, they saved New York. Get a copy. Get a copy. And like Peggy
they say
said,
NewYork.com.
yes, and
Yeah.
I think Peggy called it. Makes a great gift. The holidays will be coming up
right.
before we know it. And even if
Sure,
you're not a
I know.
firefighter, it's just a nice book to have. But
Everybody
anyway.
knows one at least.
Okay.
So,
Thank
thank you,
you.
everybody. Bye-bye.
Wow,
We'll see you next
podcasts,
time.
And one day, once again,
Hey,
we
I like podcasts.
Let me see if I can shut this thing off right away.
Let's see how she does that.
Did
Let's
it go?
see. Nope, probably not.
Okay.
It doesn't want us to
Every
leave.
time.
It
That's
loves
all right.
us. What can we do for an idiom? What she's doing?
Oh,
That's-
slapping the bear. Slapping the bear. Isn't that one?
I've
Have you
never
ever heard
I have never heard of slapping the bear.
I just made an idiom.
I don't know how to shut this damn